What is going on, YouTube? We are back with another video. Today's episode, strengthen up the cargo cover with some matting. Let's get into it. All right, so first and foremost, I want to apologize for the live stream incident that happened on Sunday. Unfortunately, there was a technical error that I just couldn't get past. I've never done live stream before. I thought I had it all figured out, and unfortunately, that wasn't the case. So I will be doing another live stream, or attempting to do another live stream here in the next couple weeks, maybe a Q&A. We'll see what's up with that. If you're new to the channel, hello and welcome. Today's episode, we're going to discuss the different kinds of fiberglass matting and when to use them, their strengths, their weaknesses, all that good stuff. So in the last episode, we worked on the top side of the cargo cover, getting it about 80% done. Today's episode, we're going to be strengthening the underside using some chopped matting. So this matting is actually pretty cool because it serves two purposes. It not only helps strengthen your structure, whatever it is that you're building, but you can also use this in the molding process, which most manufacturers do. It contours and bends around structures really easy as compared to the woven matting, which is this stuff right here. So you have what's called woven matting and chopped strand matting. This is the universal matting that you see in everything from snowboards to surfboards to body kits. This is the matting of choice. Whenever you're building your mold structure with fiberglass, this is typically what you use more so than this. At the time that we did the structure, I only had this, so that's what I went with. This is more or less used for patching holes and strengthening up the structure. What you would typically do is you would initially make your mold using this, then you would add this on top of it, do another layer of fiberglass, and then sandwich that in with this. So this gives you more rigid strength, a more solid foundation. Now, it doesn't matter which style of matting you decide to use for your structure. Either or, it doesn't matter. There's really no right or wrong way to do this. You could even do like what I'm about to do, which is use your woven mat and then strengthen up with your chopped mat. That's your different styles of matting. Now there's a whole bunch of other different styles, but both are readily available, and these are typically the two that you use. Let's get into it. We're going to be using our resin. Usually your resin comes as a kit. It comes with your ester vinyl resin and some hardener. 1 part resin, a couple of drops of hardener, mix well, and start lathering it on. If you're new to the channel, hello and welcome. If you haven't seen the previous videos, I highly recommend you guys check those out before watching this one. This way you can get up to date and caught up on what it is exactly that we're doing, and that way it's easier to follow along. Our first cloth. Once we get the chopped matting down, I'll show you guys a little process that I use and its benefits over woven matting and why it's used in the automotive industry. The cool thing about woven matting is its ability to hold its shape, but also its strength. Because it's so tightly weaved together, it makes it so much stronger than the chopped matting. It also, at the same time, while being strong, it allows it to flex as well. Let's go ahead and get some of this chopped matting into place. Now you do have to be careful with this stuff because it is extremely messy. The fibers just get everywhere. But the beauty of this over the woven matting is you don't have to cut it per se, as much as you can just rip it in place. Unlike the woven matting, you can't really brush this stuff on. The downside to this, it does require more resin. You want the matting to get saturated in the resin. That's how it works. Basically, you have resin on top, resin on bottom, with the matting in the middle acting as the structure or as the glue that holds everything together and gives it a shape. Otherwise, you just have resin and no strength, no bond, no structure. And so the reason why I tore the matting apart rather than cutting it, because it gives the matting more strength with more interlocking joints versus straight cuts. So this way it doesn't just break, it tears. Funny story is I actually learned this in high school in my Votech class. In my school, we actually had auto body and auto tech. I don't know if they still do that in school nowadays, but my teacher at the time, Mr. Alkire, actually taught me the fundamental basics of how to lay fiberglass. I've always been the type of person, I was never interested in buying things as much as I was interested in how to make my own. You know, all my toys growing up, I would take them apart and put them back together again. One, to see if I could do it. And two, it just always intrigued me. I always wanted to know how things worked. I guess that was the engineering mentality I had, or why the designer chose to go that route rather than a different route. I also wanted to address the live stream. Again, to all you guys that watch these videos, and you guys, I promised you a live stream on June 14th. I do greatly and deeply apologize. It was a technical error on my part. I don't know if it was because I wasn't tuned in to the building's Wi-Fi and I couldn't do it off of my network. I'm not sure what the situation was, but every time I tried to start the video, like I had everything set up and ready to rock and roll, and every time I go to hit record and start live, the whole YouTube app would just close on me. So I don't know what was going on with that, but like I said, I will try to make it up with another live stream attempt here within the next couple weeks. Thinking of doing a Q&A, and I'll be sure to answer all the questions I can that you have to the best of my ability. And if I can't figure out the answer, I will definitely find it. And as far as all these little hairs that you see popping up, I'll show you in the cinematic reveal. We'll take care of that once everything is cured. Scrape Fest was dope. Scrape Fest was awesome. There was a lot of cool cars there. A lot of stance cars, which is not really my thing, but I respect it. And if there's any younger viewers on this, I'm sure you guys know about Tayway. He was actually there too, which was actually pretty cool. And I didn't actually see him until I was actually leaving the event. Go figure, as I'm leaving, he shows up. But it is what it is. But it was pretty cool though that Utah itself holds an event so massive that major YouTube channels like Tayway show up to this event. It's so cool. It makes you feel really proud knowing that you're a part of a state and a community of that caliber. You know what I mean? All right, and that's going to do it for this video. If you've made it this far into the video, thank you so much for watching. You guys got to see the difference between the chopped fiberglass and the woven fiberglass, its added strengths, its weaknesses, its benefits. In the next video, we are going to clean some of that mess up after it cures. It doesn't have to be perfect, but we can at least clean it up a little bit. If you like this kind of content, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It is a small step for you, but it means the world to me. Is this the kind of content you guys like to see? Please let me know in the comments below. Do you prefer the DIY? Do you prefer just watching me wrench on the car? Or do you prefer the one-on-ones where we talk about car community and culture? What would you like to see so we can make it happen? Also, we have hit 337 subscribers. That is a milestone. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but you put 337 people in a room and you'll find out real quick how much it feels. Consider hitting that like button so this can get across YouTube for more people to see. And until next time, we will see you in the next one. Take care.